Law enforcement agencies serve as the guardians of justice, entrusted with protecting the innocent and maintaining order in society. Despite the good intentions of protecting the law, a shadowy underbelly appears, a hidden world populated by people who violate their pledge and dishonor the badge they wear. These dirty cops seriously jeopardize the foundation of a just and equitable society. What do you think should be the punishment for dirty cops? Watch the video to find out the shameful crimes these officers committed. The first incident is where Atlanta police fired one of their own and then released the officer's body camera footage, allegedly showing her mishandling $500 in cash from a homicide victim's wallet, officials said. Officer Keisha Richburg's body cam footage, released by the Atlanta Police Department, shows the alleged incident unfolding at the scene of a shooting on Marietta Road near the Inman Rail Yard. And Nur Green, 43, was arrested and booked for murder after he allegedly shot Harris in the head because of an argument, police said. Officer Keisha Richburg was at the scene of a shooting in northwest Atlanta when an EMT handed her the wallet of shooting victim Jamel Harris, 29, who later died at the hospital, authorities said. Body cam video showed the EMT, Kevin Getter, tucking cash into the wallet's fold and not into the main compartment where cash is usually placed, according to footage posted by the Atlanta Police Department on its YouTube channel. When she handles the wallet in her squad car, the cash cannot be seen in the slot where Gator allegedly had placed the money, the video shows. When Officer Richburg transfers the victim's wallet from her right hand to her left hand, it is readily apparent the money is no longer tucked inside the wallet. A police report on the incident reads, Getter confirmed to internal affairs investigators that he gave Richburg the wallet with cash inside. I'm about 90 sure it was money, because it was kind of like like money would be folded in half. And I can't imagine it being anything else, he said. Later in the video, Richburg is shown surrendering the wallet to another police officer at Grady Memorial Hospital. Tevin Gator told investigators the money was handed over by a bystander who told him the cash belonged to the victim. I shouldn't have been messing with it because it was a crime scene, but it was just habit from not leaving patients' monies and stuff. So I just picked it up and then realized what I did. So I handed it off to the officer, Getter told internal affairs investigators. Witness Leilani Collier said that she turned in the money to police after finding his wallet and informed Harris' wife of the cash. However, police allegedly told Harris' wife, who was pregnant with the couple's second child, that there was no money in the wallet. An Atlanta Police Department spokesperson said that Richburg did not properly account for the money according to the department's policies and procedures, and Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields fired Richburg. Officer integrity goes to the heart of what we do here every single day, Shields said in a statement. It's imperative the public have trust in our word and our actions. It's extremely disappointing to see the victim of a fatal shooting be victimized twice by the actions of one of our officers. But the Atlanta's police union disputes the department's claim and said Richburg is now in the appeals process that she hopes will reverse her termination. She didn't know money was in there, Vincent Champion, regional director for the International Brotherhood of Police Officers, told NBC News. The union rep insisted the video footage released by the department is inconclusive at best. They haven't proven that she had the money or took the money, Champion said. We don't feel the officer did that. Do you think Richburg is innocent or guilty? Let us know in the comments. The next incident is proof that social media is becoming a menace. TikTok user and police officer Brianna Strauss left netizens disappointed in the police force after speaking about her privileges. In a video, Strauss was seen reminding viewers that she can speed without getting in trouble. She also said that officers can find a reason to pull drivers over if they stay in front of them long enough. The video has led to a lengthy debate about police officers' entitlement, with people taking to Twitter to call her out. Brianna Strauss works with the Federal Way Police Department in Washington State. In the now viral video, she told viewers that the police are above and beyond the law and do not have the same rules as the citizen. This has led netizens to believe that Strauss was abusing her power after she became an authoritarian figure. If we're driving on the freeway in our police car, get the fuck out of our way. Get the fuck out of the way. If you merge and we follow behind you, and we merge too, you're probably in trouble. Best way to find that out is to get the fuck out of the way. I can go 90 miles an hour. You can't. You Can't do that. So get the fuck out of the way. If us officers stay behind you long enough, we can find a reason to pull you over, so you might as well get the fart kick out of the way. The video, which has garnered massive traction on social media, has since been deleted from Brianna Strauss's profile. However, netizens were quick to screen record the video. The video found its way to Twitter as well, where it amassed over 3.5 million views and more than 52.7 thousand likes. Netizens were not pleased to hear the officer's comments, and many were disgusted by her tone and autarkic demeanor. Several internet reasons stated that her behavior of looking untouchable was a reason why they did not believe in the police system. The officer went on to receive a 10-hour suspension, which would mark it as one shift without pay. Additionally, when people learnt of Strauss's suspension of only 10 hours, they were left furious. Many called for the officer to be fired instead of being suspended for such a short duration of time. The Federal Way Police Department conducted an investigation into the video and looked into possible violations of standards. They also looked into the officer's previous disciplinary issues. Commander Kurt Schwann from Federal Way that the police officer did not have previous disciplinary issues. They went on to determine that Strauss broke the department's code of conduct when it came to their social media and personal conduct. Do you think that punishment was enough for the arrogant police officer? The next incident is of a Florida deputy who was caught for drunken driving. According to online booking records maintained by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, Shelby Elise Coniglio, 26, was charged with one count of operating a vehicle while intoxicated with a blood alcohol content of 0.15 or more. Florida law presumes someone is too impaired to drive at 0.8. Coniglio served as a constable in the Patrol Operations Department for the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office from September 10, 2018. According to a press release from the Sheriff's Office, St. Petersburg Police stopped Coniglio about 1:37 a.m. at 108th Avenue North and 4th Street North in St. Petersburg. Police said Coniglio showed signs of impairment through slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and she also struggled to remain steady on her feet, officers noted. Police also said she had an odor of alcohol on her breath. Officers said that Coniglio agreed to perform field sobriety tests, but performed poorly on them, and that she submitted to a breath sample, which indicated she had a blood alcohol concentration above the legal limit. Officers said Coniglio submitted a breath sample that indicated she had a breath alcohol content level of 206/219, according to the Sheriff's Office. Her blood alcohol level was also higher than the state limit of 0.8. Coniglio was arrested and booked into the Pinellas County Jail and was released on her own recognizance. However, per the Sheriff's Office policy, Coniglio's employment was immediately terminated following the arrest. What do you think is the best way to protect citizens from dirty cops like this? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
On the evening of September 21st, 2019, law enforcement authorities swiftly reacted to a distressing domestic violence call that had emanated from an apartment in Austin, Texas. Deputy Pereira, a dedicated officer serving with the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, promptly arrived at the location. The door he knocked on belonged to the residence of Skylar Leo, a young 20-year-old woman who cohabited with her boyfriend Eric Ramirez. The call, urgently placed by a concerned neighbor, compelled the officers to investigate the situation without delay. Ms. Leo informed Deputy Pereira that Mr. Ramirez had left the apartment and didn't know his whereabouts. She also expressed her unwillingness to press charges of domestic assault.
Look up for me. What's on your neck? What happened?
Nothing happened.
So I have witnesses saying something happened. So you're trying to protect him?
No, I just really don't like dealing with y'all. I really don't want to deal with y'all. I really don't.
Okay. So...
I don't need to talk to y'all. I really don't.
Do you have your ID on you or anything?
No, I don't.
So what's your last name?
Domestic violence laws vary across states, including how abuse is defined, the charges against abusers, and mandatory reporting requirements. In Texas, officers have discretion in making arrests for domestic violence incidents. Despite Ms. Leo's reluctance to press charges, law enforcement and prosecutors can pursue criminal actions based on their investigation and evidence. Texas law emphasizes the protection of domestic violence victims, regardless of their cooperation.
So, were y'all... I'm trying to figure out why your friends called the cops.
What friend?
Or your witnesses, whoever was over here that called us. So what?
We got into an argument.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. It was nothing physical?
Nothing physical.
Where are the marks on your neck from?
We got into my necklace right here.
No, this right here. What is that from?
Does it really matter?
Yes.
It
I'm
doesn't.
gonna make sure you're okay.
I'm fine, ma'am.
So-
I'm fine. Like literally, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I get a rash talking to y'all. I do not want to talk
Okay.
to you. And especially Williamson County, y'all have a really bad reputation. I've bad
Okay.
encounters with y'all. I do not want to
I'm
deal
not
with
gonna
you.
hurt you.
I know you aren't, ma'am.
Okay, so we need your cooperation.
I know, and I'm
Do you want to
trying
press
get it-
charges?
I do not. And
Okay.
no, I do not.
Thus, the police had a duty to safeguard Miss Leo's well-being during their response. Deputy Lorenzo Hernandez, previously featured on a reality show, encountered a situation where he tried to enter Miss Leo's apartment. Although Miss Leo protested, the Fourth Amendment allows officers to enter a citizen's home without a warrant under certain circumstances, such as protecting individuals from immediate harm, like in cases of domestic violence. Courts have often given officers broad discretion in responding to domestic violence calls. Based on these precedents, it's likely that a court would find Deputy Hernandez's entry into Miss Leo's apartment justifiable to ensure her safety, despite her objection. However, we must also address the legality of use of force in this situation. Deputy Hernandez contends that Miss Leo's non-compliance justified the altercation and the use of force by the deputies. However, a court would likely disagree, as it must assess the reasonableness of the force used. In the 1989 Supreme Court case of Graham v. Connor, courts considered the severity of the crime, the threat posed to officers or others, and whether the suspect is actively resisting arrest. The 2018 case of Darden v. City of Fort Worth further emphasized that excessive force occurs when an arrestee is not actively resisting. Ms. Leo, a victim not resisting arrest, faced unwarranted aggression. A court would undoubtedly find Deputy Hernandez's actions excessive. Sheriff Robert Shodey initiated an internal investigation after an altercation, leading to Deputy Hernandez's one-day suspension. Surprisingly, Hernandez was later promoted to detective, but in January 2021 he resigned when former Sheriff Shodey lost to current Sheriff Mike Gleason. Subsequently, Hernandez faced charges of official oppression and assault for his excessive use of force against Miss Leo.
When we shot in my house, I'm like, well, we gotta find the guy that allegedly did this. So she didn't give direction, travel, description, anything. She's like, he left, I don't know where he went.
Third level Dickerson.
Satisfaction.
So we need to see if this guy's inside your apartment.
Who else is in here?
She filed a lawsuit against him in the Williamson County Sheriff's Office on September 20th, 2021. Both the criminal charges against Hernandez and Miss Leo's civil suit remain pending. His actions were unacceptable, rapidly escalating a peaceful situation, showing unprofessionalism and using excessive force.
Went to my apartment. Yo, with what? I'm literally gonna press charges on y'all.
We have a possible felony.
Possible felony
Yes.
for what? For who? He's not here, I'm telling you.
But you don't know where he went?
I don't know where he went. Lady.
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah, so you can understand where you're in handcuffs right now?
So what happened? We were trying to talk, right? That's all we were trying to do?
Okay, so I'm gonna take
Is there
these
a light in
handcuffs
here?
off you.
How do you turn the light
Are we
on?
gonna be cool if we take these handcuffs off?
The light's not on. It's not on.
All right, man. So I wasn't here with information to relate to you. When we come to stuff like this, we're going to check for safety reasons, okay? We're going to make sure he's not here and you're not hiding him. We understand you don't want to cooperate. We can't force you to do that. We get that. We understand that. But you don't do what you just did. Not when we show up for something like this. We don't get your cooperation. That is what happens.
Yes.
Okay?
The deputy's authority to enter Miss Leo's apartment for the domestic disturbance is still debated. Here's our next story of a cop getting fired. On June 26, 2020, a 73-year-old woman named Karen Gardner, who suffered from dementia and sensory aphasia, which impaired her ability to communicate and understand, attempted to leave a Walmart in Loveland, California, carrying unpaid items worth $13.88. Store employees stopped her for leaving, and Miss Gardner tried to offer her a credit card to pay for the items, but they refused and took the items back. Eventually, she left the store. Subsequently, a Walmart employee reported the incident to the Loveland Police Department, and Officer Austin Hopp responded to the call. He located Miss Gardner as she was walking home on the side of the road and pulled up behind her with his lights on. When she didn't stop, he parked his vehicle and approached her. After failing to effectively communicate with Miss Gardner, Officer Hopp grabs her and throws her to the ground in an attempt to restrain her.
Ma'am, police, stop. You want to stop with lights on, siren? Stop. You just left Walmart. Do you need to be arrested right now? No. Okay. Let's stop.
Miss Garner, visibly confused, repeatedly tells Officer Hop that she's going home, as the two engage in a brief scuffle. Eventually, Officer Hop's able to place Miss Garner into handcuffs and lead her back to his patrol car. Shortly after Officer Hop gained control of Miss Garner, Daria Jalali arrived on the scene. The two officers, Hop and Jalali, once again forced Miss Garner to the ground. Officer Jalali assisted Officer Hop in restraining Miss Garner's feet and placing her in the patrol vehicle. A concerned citizen confronted Officer Hop about his conduct. Officer Hop defended himself, claiming he had the authority to use force, but the citizen believed it violated department policy, Colorado law, and the U.S. Constitution.
I'm not going anywhere.
Why are you fighting with me? And why are you trying to slip the cuffs off?
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home.
No, you're not. Are you finished? Are you finished? We don't play this game. You understand me? And if you try to kick me, oh, this is gonna be bad.
I'm going home.
Stop.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
The Colorado revised statutes under Section 18-1-707 require officers to use nonviolent means when possible before resorting to physical force. However, this provision was only added through Senate Bill 20-217, effective from September 1, 2020. At the time of Ms. Garner's arrest, the statute allowed reasonable physical force for effecting an arrest. Despite her non-threatening demeanor, the officer's actions came under scrutiny. In an attempt to ascertain Ms. Garner's identity, the officers questioned her about her date of birth. However, she remained unresponsive and refused to engage with them, showing apparent signs of mental instability.
Karen, I got your credit card, okay? It'll go with you. What's your date of birth, Karen?
Credit card.
I have it. You will have it with you. I will not lose it, I promise. What's your date of birth, Karen? Huh? Who's my sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, I can tell you that. Sergeant Metzler, he's at the police department. You can go talk to him if you have an issue.
Yeah, give me your card so I can put a report.
Okay.
I see you there, how you throw the little kid.
Little kid?
Well, I don't know.
He's not a little kid. And this is what happened.
He was just walking, and I see you how you grab him.
Stole from Walmart and refused to stop, refused to listen to lawful orders, and to fight me. This is what happens when you fight the police. I have to use force to safely detain her. That's what this is. This isn't just some random act of aggression.
Unfortunately, the officer seemed oblivious to the possibility of her suffering from dementia, despite her exhibiting symptoms of disorientation, memory loss, and disordered speech. The Loveland Police Department's policy on interactions with individuals suspected of mental illness clearly outlined the need for officers to be aware of such behaviors and to establish a compassionate connection while ensuring everyone's safety. Officer Hop, as seen in the body camera footage, either failed to recognize these signs or deliberately disregarded the policy during his interactions with Miss Garner. After being brought to the police station, Miss Garner was led inside by officers and left handcuffed to a bench where she remained unattended for several hours without any medical assistance. Officer Hop's use of force resulted in severe injuries for Miss Garner, including a fractured and dislocated shoulder, a bloody nose, facial scrapes, and contusions on her knees. The incident also led to her being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, causing ongoing physical pain in her shoulder, arm, and wrist.
Here, let me see your feet.
Credit card.
We'll get it.
Oh, my credit card.
Karen, I got your credit card, okay? It'll go with you. What's your date of birth, Karen?
Credit card.
I have it. You will have it with you. I will not lose it, I promise. What's your date of birth, Karen?
Security footage at the station revealed officers Hop and Jalali revealing body camera footage with community service officer Tyler Blackett, who was seen celebrating the harm caused to Miss Garner. In his narrative report on the use of force, Officer Hop recounted that upon contacting the suspect, she attempted to flee, leading to her being placed on the ground to ensure safe detainment. The suspect resisted arrest persistently, necessitating the application of multiple controlling holds. Consequently, the suspect sustained minor lacerations to her wrists from the handcuffs.
You okay?
Hey.
Let's get her down to the station.
Okay, we don't need to wait for the fellow.
No, we can see what I mean, we know she, what's it say?
She stole some stuff, and they caught her before she left and got it back, and then she ran out. So we have the...
And then you contacted her for that.
And then she resisted.
Obstructed and resisted, so...
We're good either way.
So we're good either way,
cool.
she's going.
All right.
Get a good path. If they decide not to prosecute, I don't care.
Cool. Okay, we'll head down there.
And a small laceration to her chin. Despite clear contradictions between Officer Hopp's account and the body camera footage, as well as Miss Garner's actual physical condition, higher-ranking officers, including Sergeant Metzler, approved the use of force as necessary, reasonable, and within policy. However, the situation took a significant turn when Miss Garner filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Loveland, Officers Hopp and Jalali, and Sergeant Metzler. The case gained national attention when Miss Garner's attorney, Sarah Shilka, publicly released the body camera footage on April 14, 2021. In response to public outrage, Officer Hopp was placed on administrative leave, while Officer Jalali and Sergeant Metzler were reassigned to administrative duties pending an internal investigation. Subsequently, all three officers, along with Officer Blackett, chose to resign from their positions. Now, here's our next story of a cop violating the rules. On January 12, 2023, Officer Jack Lowry of the Bloomington Police Department initiated a traffic stop on Ricky Pouncil, a local resident, as he was driving through the city of Bloomington, Minnesota, on his way back from the gym. The ensuing interaction between them was recorded on Officer Lowry's body camera. Officer Lowry informed Mr. Council that he had been pulled over for driving on the center lane and subsequently documented in his police report that the stop was due to a lane violation and driving at 53 miles an hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone as per Section 169.15 of the Minnesota statutes. The statute states that driving at a slow speed impedes normal traffic, and it's prohibited unless necessary for safety or compliance with the law. However, considering the vehicle's weight and the highway grade, Officer Lowry's belief of Mr. Council's violation may not be reasonable, as he was driving slightly below the speed limit. Additionally, Officer Lowry claimed Mr. Council was drifting between lanes, which under Section 169.8 requires driving within a single lane unless it can be done safely.
With valid license, everything? Okay. Anytime, man. I'll be back.
License status valid.
Rental car, pretty distinct reaction to my presence, and then going like 55 in middle lane, and wasn't really cooperative with me at all. Didn't want to tell me where he was coming, where he was going. There's some luggage in the back seat too.
There's what?
Like a couple bags in the trunk. Okay. He didn't seem super cooperative, so I'm just gonna pull him out and try to talk him out here. Ricky, right?
The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld that pretextual stops, motivated by investigating potential criminal activity, are constitutionally valid, regardless of the officer's true motivations. Thus, if the court accepts Officer Lowry's statement about the lane violation, the traffic stop is likely to be deemed constitutionally valid. According to the police report, Officer Lowry conducted a search of the vehicle, finding only vitamin C capsules. Subsequently, Mr. Pouncil was released after being detained for approximately 35 minutes. The incident came to light when Mr. Pouncil's nephew reached out to relay the details. Despite Mr. Pouncil and his family's efforts to report the incident to the city of Bloomington, the Bloomington Police Department and the city attorney, no wrongdoing was found on Officer Lowry's part and no corrective actions were taken. The encounter left Mr. Pouncil feeling marginalized and alienated from local authorities. While Officer Lowry avoided physical confrontation, he inappropriately extended the traffic stop without reasonable suspicion and used manipulative tactics to obtain consent for the search. Mr. Pouncil receives a B+ for maintaining composure and filing complaints, but his ability to challenge Officer Lowry's actions was diminished by consenting to the search.